I am going to give you 100% proof that God is real. I'm going to give you scientific proof, rational proof, and even the opportunity to test this with me. So as I give you all this, some of you are going to reject it just out of personal bias. Hold on, let me give you the proof. The harbor seal, you know, the mammal that swims around, it's got some flippers on it, it's got some tusks, it's got some whiskers, jumps in the water, typically lives along the coastline, etc. The seal can jump into water and sense where a fish was 35 seconds ago, or when it's 200 yards away. That is stupendous proof that God exists. Now, some of you are like, oh, you stupid Christian, what is wrong with you? God exists because there's something super duper about the natural order. I mean, we can explain all this scientifically. Yeah, but see, it's not the science part that is the proof. It's actually the application and the contrast of something different. You see, there is a scientific explanation. The seal has a ton of neurological sensors in its whiskers. And I'm just going to make up some figures here. I'm recalling off the top of my head, maybe it's right, but about 150,000 sensors to what the cat's 2,000 sensors. That's what I remember in the article. So it can be explained why the seal can jump into the water and sense where a fish was 35 seconds back, because why? The water is still turbulent and the seal's micro receptors can still sense which direction the fish swam and chased after it. But that's not the miracle part. The miracle part is that you couldn't do that. You could not jump into the water blindfolded like they had the seal doing, jump into the water and chase after the fish, because you don't possess those receptors. Now, I know some of you are like, what are you, like you're an idiot comparing apples to oranges, humans to seals. But let's think about something for a second. I'm going to jump to your side of the fence, and we're going to come from a biological angle, from the evolutionary tree, and we're just going to jump to that side and just be, all rational about this, right? So you're an animal, and the seal is an animal, and, we've kind of developed, and you're like, well, we might not be in the same exact brand. Yeah, but the point being is that animals or humans all don't develop equally and all don't have the same capacities or abilities, now do they? You see, not every human grasped the same intellectual concepts. So we know there is some sensation there or some ideas there, or some kind of power there that some humans have that others do not. We also know that humans don't have the same emotional quotients. They don't grasp the same feelings of others and the same vibes of others, etc. We also know that human beings don't have the same micro transmitters or whatever in their hands. I don't know what controls the micro functions of the hand, but your music and extreme artist performance, who are the world's greatest, they have more control of their hands than the average person. This is noted in the watchmaker as well. Or the gamer, the first-person shooter gamer that's the best in the world, he's going to have more neurons in his hands. And if that's not enough for you, what about the taste buds? There are some people that are super tasters, that's about 25% of the culture, that they have sensors that the rest of us don't have that are superior. Some of you know where I'm going with this. Are there God sensors? Now see, right now when I told you about that testability portion of whether God exists or not, some of you have had the God sensors go off. Yeah. You've experienced that twinge that, oh, this guy is right. But let's turn that off. It's not that God doesn't exist or that your sensors aren't working. These nano sensors, these micro sensors that scream and give you some realization that God does exist, we have been ignoring those. So I've offered you the scientific proof that not all human beings or mammals are the same, that some sense things that others do not. And so this should kind of take us down the path of wondering, like, if I'm not sensing God, but 80% of the world is sensing that there is some sort of God, maybe I should logically think about this more. And here's what I challenge you with. If you will be 100% honest with yourself, and you will be 100% rational, and put your bias on the back burner, and that's hard to do. It is hard to set the pride aside and just be intellectual about something. But if you'll be 100% honest and you'll be 100% rational, it will only take you to one place, and it is the truth that Jesus Christ has revealed himself as God. And you'll concede to that and accept him as your Lord and Savior.